Meghan Markle, y'all, declared that 2025 was going to be her year, and she cemented this by running around on the beach and wrote 2025 in the sand. But like an episode of explosive diarrhea, she's everywhere at once. And just when we thought it was safe to get off the shitter, here she comes again. Quick, grab the Imodium. Now, just a mere 2 weeks after her disastrous launch of her Netflix cooking show, With Love, Meghan, she announces her brand new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, with Lemonada Media. Now, already out the gate, there's already fresh allegations of stealing and copying names and concepts. But in my opinion, there are much bigger problems on the horizon for Meghan Markle. You guys, we have a lot of juicy royal daily tea to get through today, so you know what to do. Sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the royal daily tea. So Meghan Markle, y'all, has come out with the announcement on Instagram that her brand new podcast with Lemonada is coming out on April 8th. Now, it wouldn't be Meghan Markle unless she had a rebrand. We all know Meghan Markle loves a rebrand. I mean, we don't even know what to call her anymore. Is it Meghan Markle? Is it Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex? Is it Meghan? Is it Meghan Sussex? I couldn't tell you, but she'll always be Rachel Meghan Raglan to me. Now, we all know Meghan Markle loves a rebrand almost as much as she likes those fake edible flowers that she sprinkles on her food. And we all know she sprinkles that shit on everything. So here comes Meghan Markle, y'all, with a new podcast and a new name. Because again, Meghan Markle cannot do anything correctly. So we all know that Meghan Markle signed with Lemonada about a year ago for them to re-release Archetypes to the masses, because apparently it was being held prisoner by Spotify, which was a complete lie. It was not. Well, that didn't really do anything. They were trying to raise money, trying to get advertisers. But again, you cannot sprinkle glitter on poop because it's still poop. Nobody was listening to Archetypes. It was dead, dusted, and buried. So now they've resurrected her from the dead with a brand new podcast with a shiny new name, Confessions of a Female Founder with Meghan. That's right. It's just Meghan. And she has a very serious headshot because she means business, y'all. She's serious. So this is what Meghan Markle wrote. I am so excited to share with you something else that I have been working on, Confessions of a Female Founder, my new podcast with Lemonada Media. I have been having candid conversations with amazing women who have turned dreams into realities and scaled small ideas into massively successful businesses. They're opening up, sharing their tips and tricks and tumbles, and letting me pick their brains as I build out my own business as ever. It has been absolutely eye-opening, inspiring, and fun, because what's the point if we can't have a little fun, right, guys? She says, join us on this fun and wild adventure. First episode on April 8th. Now, the funny thing and the ironic thing is, a lot of y'all know I do have a very big business background. I ran my own business for 8 years where I actually worked with people as a business coach, and I did website, social media marketing. I have a master's degree. I have trademarks, copyrights, and I even had a business podcast where I have 99 episodes, y'all, and it ran for 2 years. And the very last episode I uploaded was April of 2021. The interesting thing is today is the 4-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. So I've been doing royal commentary, guys, on YouTube for 4 years. And I started on TikTok in March of 2021 because that was the Oprah Winfrey interview, if y'all can believe it. So I do find it ironic how 4 years later I'm still doing royal commentary, and now Meghan Markle is entering into the business podcasting space. But again, it makes me feel weird that she's entering into this space because I don't find her legitimate. And I don't think a lot of people are going to be interested in what Meghan Markle has to say. Now, a lot of people are very interested in who could possibly be on the guest list. Now, according to Neil Sean, he believes that her wedding dress designer could be one of the very first guests to be on her show. She is the lady who worked for Givenchy, and her name is Claire Waite Keller. So that's a rumor that she could possibly be on the show. Now, I do have a couple of guesses myself. I would say Jamie Kern, who is actually a very successful entrepreneur. She did start It Cosmetics. And then, of course, you have Victoria Jackson, who's also a very big makeup entrepreneur and a very close friend of Meghan Markle. Serena Williams, I believe she has a new children's clothing line, so she could possibly be on the show. Then you have people like Abigail Spencer and her other friend Kelly. They could also be making an appearance. So I'm very interested to see the actual people that Meghan Markle is going to get on her show. Now, I really do not believe she's going to have somebody like Gwyneth Paltrow or Oprah on her show. But the other thing I do find interesting is that Jamie Kern, her friend, also has a very successful podcast, but she has never had Meghan Markle on as a guest, which I found to be a little strange since they're such besties. Now, Jamie Kern has actually had some very big celebrities on her show, including Oprah Winfrey. And Jamie Lee Kern's show is called The Jamie Kern Lima Show, which is why I'm surprised Meghan doesn't go by the Meghan Markle Show. That would make the most sense. But again, Meghan is always trying to strive to be different, so she came out with the name Confessions of a Female Founder. The problem is there was already a YouTuber who used that name, and there are quite a few podcasts called Confessions of a Female CEO. So again, it's just too similar to other people, and some people are accusing her of stealing the idea. Now, I personally came up with some better names for her that she could use. Confessions of a wannabe actress, Confessions of a gold digger looking for a rich UK husband, Confessions of a single white female who stalks and copies her prey, or my favorite, Confessions of a Demon in High Heels Who Bullies Staff. Personally, I think these might have been better topics for her podcast, but again, she's going for a very bland and basic Confessions of a Female Founder. Now, I do find it a bit ironic that she's doing this after she's been a complete failure to launch for almost a year and a half. But again, Meghan Markle always does the wrong thing. Now, besides having another flop on her hands, in my personal opinion, I believe that Meghan Markle is facing a bigger problem than a really bad name for a really bad podcast. Even the disaster of her cooking show is nothing compared to this huge issue that Meghan Markle is going to face. So I believe that Meghan Markle's biggest problem is not going to be the fact that people don't like her or the fact that she's made huge mistakes in business with rebranding. I believe Meghan Markle's biggest mistake is considered the kiss of death in Hollywood, and that is overexposure. Many people have mentioned to me they have Harry and Meghan fatigue. They're sick of them. They're sick of hearing about them. And Meghan Markle, y'all, like I said, has come out the gate in January like gangbusters. We have seen and heard Meghan Markle so much, and we're not even through the month of March. So let me give y'all the definition of exposure when it comes to celebrities. It says celebrity overexposure refers to a situation where a public figure receives excessive attention and media coverage, potentially leading to a decline in public perception and loss of appeal. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Now it goes on to explain ambiguity and fatigue. Overexposure occurs when a celebrity becomes so frequently seen or heard about that the public grows tired of their presence, leading to a sense of fatigue or annoyance. Again, people have Harry and Meghan fatigue. Then they call it diluted credibility, and this is where it's going to hurt Meghan Markle in the pocketbook. When a celebrity is involved in too many endorsements or projects, their credibility can be diluted as consumers may perceive their actions as less genuine or motivated by personal gain. Now, I would say that is the perfect definition of Meghan Markle. This woman is constantly taking spaghetti and throwing it at the wall. So on top of her numerous brands, she's rebranding herself, then she's changing her name. She is being overexposed. We're constantly seeing her in the media. It's annoying, right? It's really, really annoying. Just to name a few things, since January, she came out to Instagram, returned to become an influencer with her running on the beach, writing, "This is my year, 2025. Then we had February, where she became a disaster tourist, a grief ghoul. Remember that? Then we had the Invictus Games in Canada. Then in March, we had the release of her cooking show with Love Meghan. And now we have the announcement of her brand new podcast. The trailer, I believe, is dropping on March 25th. And on April 8th, y'all, it's the first episode. We have not had a break from Meghan Markle since the beginning of the year. Again, it's like explosive diarrhea. Can we get off the shitter, please? And then she did that cringy People magazine interview and that even cringier Drew Barrymore interview, not to mention all of her Instagram stories and posts where she's talking to the camera with her vocal fry, talking about me and H and showing the back of her children's heads. And then the whole Billie Eilish thing with the t-shirt and what she did in the lunch boxes. It's like, oh my God, can you give us a break? But we're not going to get a break. We're going to get apparently up to 12 episodes, according to Neil Sean, starting in April. Now, again, I'm very curious to see who this guest list is, but I can tell y'all, after that cooking show aired, I don't think people are answering their phones. They're probably avoiding her like the plague. Apparently, Mindy Kaling is not having a very good time. Somebody asked her recently about Meghan Markle's cooking show, and she said, "Meghan Markle can promote her own show. I'm here to talk about mine." Ouch. Yeah, I think Mindy's getting a little tired of being associated with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. So in my opinion, this is not good for Meghan. She's constantly rebranding herself and her businesses. They're failing in the public. Now she's coming out with another podcast. In my opinion, she should have spaced this out. Remember, they delayed this podcast a year because she was working on American Riviera Orchard. And well, we all know how well that turned out. Apparently it didn't do her any favors. And As Ever is already having problems. And now the name of her new podcast having problems. I mean, this woman just cannot get anything right. She should have listened to all of her friends before she even started her business, right? Not after the fact. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Meghan talks about on her show. But in my opinion, she really should have slowed her roll. She should have come out with maybe Instagram, maybe like in the summer, come out with the cooking show, maybe come out with a cookbook instead of trying to do products out the gate, right? Maybe get the trademark together before you announce it. Then do the podcast maybe like in the fall. but she's doing them like so close together. Her show just fell off the top 10 like a couple of days ago, and now she's talking about her podcast. It's like her cooking shows are already forgotten. It's like the land of forgotten toys. She breaks them and then she dumps them because they didn't work, and she's on to the next thing. She's looking very, very unauthentic. And again, she's going to suffer from overexposure and not in a good way. So, what do y'all think about this new podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder? Do you think it's going to be a success? And are you going to tune in? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Bye, guys.